I hate when rich people say that money doesn't matter or it's pointless or meaningless, but it's not for the reason that you think, okay? Like we all have dreams, and when we achieve those bigger dreams in our life, no matter what they are, we will end up looking back at it and thinking, that was kind of pointless. That was kind of meaningless. That didn't make me happy. No matter what your dream is. And this is the whole idea of opening and closing loops as a creator. This is how you keep people participating and watching your video, right? This is how you keep retention. This is why I'm talking to you like this. And so most people in life, when they choose a dream, it starts because they have an insecurity as a child, and then they're not aware of this, but then they're naturally drawn towards something in life, and then they see that thing as worth pursuing, and so they'll put all their time, effort, and focus into it. And if they happen to be competent enough to actually achieve their dream, regardless of what it is, maybe it's making $50,000 a year, or maybe it's making $1 million in a year, or maybe it's 10 million, whatever it is, if they happen to be competent enough, then once they achieve it, they're inevitably going to look back on it and say, that was kind of pointless. Like same with having, if your dream is to be married and have kids, eventually at some point, if you achieve that, you'll end up looking back and being like, okay, like that didn't make me as happy as I thought it would. Like this, it's just going to happen. And there will be a time that you feel extremely fulfilled doing it. But then that loop closes, and then you will naturally move on to the next loop. Subconsciously, you'll keep moving on and on. If you happen to be competent enough to close the first loop, to achieve your first dream, then you'll move on to the next one, the next one. You had kids, now you need to raise them right. Now you need to blah, blah, blah. You made $1 million, now you want to make 5, now you want to make 10. Oh, the money wasn't making you feel happy, so then you switch to, I want to hook up with lots of girls. And then guys who do that end up saying, yeah, it wasn't really it didn't make me satisfied. I felt empty at the end of the day. And it's funny because no matter what you choose in life, you end up feeling that way, with the exception of only a couple. There's a couple things that you can choose in life that end up making that you never feel empty at the end. You never feel like this is meaningless. And I know all you Christians are about to say oh, he's talking about God. So I know this gets really deep. So basically you're on a little hamster wheel, and then you hop off this hamster wheel and you run on the next hamster wheel. And it's just like an unending process of you getting on and off hamster wheels and hoping it's the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And the point I'm making is this is not bad. This is not a bad thing. This is what life is. When you watch a movie, you hope that you become so obsessed, so focused on this movie that you forget the outside world exists, and you just 100% buy into this reality as true because it feels so good. It feels so good. And same with video games. Like you hope that this video game is so good and so captivating enough that you forget about the outside world. That's why you play video games. That's why you watch movies. That's why you want to achieve your dreams, so that you can not be aware of consciousness, so that you don't have to. Everything we do in life is coping with consciousness. And I know this sounds pessimistic. It's not. I'm not a pessimistic person. I'm actually very optimistic, which is also a way of coping with consciousness. Like I choose instead, if you're sad and depressed and you cut yourself, that's a way of coping. But if you're sad and depressed and then you go to the gym and you work out a lot, that's like a positive way of coping, but it's still coping. And so optimism is me choosing, if I have to deal with being alive and dealing with awareness, then I may as well feel good while I'm doing it, right? So I choose to be optimistic in life because it makes me feel good. So no matter what dream you choose, you'll look when you're at 0% of achieving your dream, and when you're at 100%, the first time you make it to about 10 to 30% of achieving your dream, once you get there for the first time, you will feel the most satisfied, the most excited about life. You've never felt this good. I remember the first time I was about 10 to 30% there with becoming a YouTuber, and I made I think $3,000 in a month. I was like, holy shit, I'm unstoppable. This is fucking amazing. And my life couldn't get any better. And it was just me, I'm stuck in this hamster wheel of being a YouTuber and trying to achieve, make money and achieve my dream and become famous. And the point is, that's fine. And at some point I, made a shit ton of money, became super famous, got millions of followers. And I was competent enough to achieve those dreams, and then I moved on and on and on and on to the next, to the next, to the next. What is my next dream? What's the next thing? What's going to make me happy? And so at some point, like, you become aware of, like, damn, if you achieve enough of your dreams, you're going to step outside of it and be like, damn, like, what am I doing? And this is the point where you go like, oh shit, I can either choose the red pill or the blue pill. I can choose the blue pill and go back to exactly what I've been doing and just stay in this constant hamster wheel after hamster wheel after hamster wheel and just participate in the matrix. Or I can choose the red pill and realize that what I'm doing is just all pointless, because life is inherently pointless except for the point that we give it, except for the meaning we give it. Life is meaningless except for what we choose, the meaning that we choose. And so I can choose the red pill and choose to see all of the millions of hamster wheels that everybody's running in and be like, it's all pointless. I'm not participating in that. And a lot of people might choose the red pill here and choose to not participate in the matrix because they have a need for intelligence and they want to be seen as intelligent. So they're actually still kind of participating in the matrix because they're hoping that if they appear to be intelligent enough, then they will be good enough. Whatever, it's the dream inside them. It's the insecurity, which translates into the dream. If that, follow what I'm saying, okay? So there's a couple, like I said, there's a couple hamster wheels or dreams that you can actually choose that will make you feel fulfilled in life. And these are just my ideas. Number one, I think, is a long-term relationship, not marriage, because there's a difference. There's a lot of people who end up getting married and that was their main goal, was to be married. And when they get married, they go like, and then they end up shortly after getting divorced because they made marriage the goal. Well, I think if you choose a long-term, lifelong relationship with somebody as the goal, then it comes down to this. Conceptually, any dream that you choose to chase, if it can be fulfilled, then you will, if it can be fulfilled and then you fulfill it, you'll end up feeling like that was meaningless, that was pointless. So if you choose one that can't be fulfilled, for example, a relationship that lasts your entire life and the only time it's fulfilled is when you die, then that one is actually fulfilling. And you can do this with religion. You can be like, my dream is to just share the gospel with everybody that I meet. Whatever, there's multiple dreams that you can choose to give your life meaning. And the most fulfilling ones are ones that can never be achieved. And maybe you say, I want to make $1 trillion. But also, it's important that you be able to make enough progress toward that dream. Like for example, in relationships, if you have too many negative interactions, you will quit that relationship. But if you also have not enough negative interactions, if it's all positive, you will also want to quit that relationship because attraction doesn't exist. This is how attraction works in relationship. But this is also how it works when you choose a dream. So if you are stuck at 0% of this dream and you're trying and you get to like 1%, but you've been there for like years, eventually you're going to quit and be like, ugh, man, this is too much suffering, and you quit, and it's not fun. It's not fun when you play a video game that's too hard. So once you achieve 30%, that's the best you'll ever feel, like I said. But ideally, you choose a dream that you reach about 80% of that dream, and then you're never able to actually fulfill it. Like, you just stay stuck at 80, because at 80, you're not suffering a ton. You've already figured it out, 80%. And then you just kind of stay there, hoping to achieve 100% the rest of your life, but you never quite get there. So you stay stuck in that hamster wheel, and then you end up feeling fulfilled in life. Just like watching, this is the same concept as watching a movie. The reason you watch movies and play video games is so that you feel taken out of reality and you just feel good. So you want to stay stuck in your chase of achieving your dream so that you feel good and you're not aware of consciousness, so that you're not aware of awareness, so that you're just an animal doing a thing that makes you feel good. That is a fulfilling life. But we humans do not like not having meaning. We do not like being conscious without meaning. That's it's very hard to deal with that. So we have to assign some meaning to life. So the point that I'm getting at here is that no matter what you choose, if you achieve it, you'll go on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And that's not a bad thing. That's just us playing a video game to distract ourselves from reality. And there's there's a video game, then there's like real life, but then there's real life, and then there's like consciousness. So when we choose a video game, it's hard to say what I'm saying. When we choose a dopamine cycle, a dream to chase after in real life, we're just avoiding consciousness. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. This is how life goes. This is retention so that we don't want to just kill ourselves. Yeah.